time for my next day. One big problem with having such a massive, there's no other way of describing it, piece of fabric is it kind of gets in the way. So what I'm doing is I'm going over and up, and then I'm going to start filling in the face part. And see what a pain this is to go back and forth while I am tacking down this tail. Well, I might get my hands out of the way, you can see. This is why I do it all from the front. Cat's back. Alright, so my back is done. Now I'm just going to go up the entire length of the back of, or the side of this guy's head. Whatever this is. I think it's supposed to be a fire-breathing lion, maybe? I don't know. Okay, here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then up 2. So we got 1, 2. This goes, let's see, first finish that top row. What happens is there's one blank and then there's two filled. And it goes out two past the end of this little area. This next row just goes two past this one. You hear my cat having a bath. Sorry about that. She is very loud. Pull this thread up. That was brilliant. Actually, two cats on the bed right now. Second cat's Poppy. He's asleep. Poppy is my big boy. He was a rescue from a kitten mill. He was a stud cat. They were advertising him as a short hair Maine Coon, which those don't exist. And it was quite the adventure getting him because he was abused pretty good. He was basically kept in a box and fattened up because Maine Coons are really big and heavy. And that was his life. And then there were a couple female cats that he was forced to breed with. And, I mean, that was all he could do. So, they were having 8 or 10 kittens 4 times a year. And it was basically killing the females. And he didn't just have cats, he had dogs, he had reptiles, he had everything under the sun. He was selling all these animals on Craigslist, which is highly illegal, but you know, and against their policy and etc. But he was getting away with it, and the female cats were just getting, like, their bodies were breaking down from having so many litters, and his vet told him, here's the deal. You have to fix all your cats, have them neutered, or I will report you for child abuse. And so he neutered the cats because he didn't want to go to jail, and he would have also lost all the rest of his animals, which meant that he wouldn't have had any income. And but you know, the cat's not making money for him. What's the point in having him? So he tried to get rid of these cats, and actually first he tried to take them to a shelter, but then it made him nervous that, you know, they were asking him all these questions about where he got the cats, etc. Okay, this one is not going all the way over. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including the ones already stitched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it took like 3 times before I finally could collect him. They kept setting up drop points, and they weren't showing up, and they weren't showing up, and they were there, they were sitting there watching to see what I was going to do, if I was legit, if it was a sting, if they were going to get caught or whatever. And it was the time that I finally got him, it was disgusting. They had been apparently driving around, and he was in a cat carrier, and he'd urinated in it, and was basically sitting in it, and they were like, oh, well, we'll just take him home and get him cleaned up first. And I was like, nope, because I finally had gotten him at that point. I was like, no, it's okay, I can do it, I'll take him. And I finally got him and saved him. Well, he's been great since then. He's a sweet little cat. He's just asleep now. He is still overweight. I actually take him for walks. He goes for about a mile walk a night. And so his weight goes up and down based on how much exercise he has. So he's heavier than I want him now. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But he's still healthy. He can get around. He doesn't have any problems with his heart. He doesn't have any problems with anything. He's starting to move around in the background. Considering what he went through, he's doing really good, and he's obviously glad to be out of a cage. First time I let him out, he just rolled and rolled and rolled around in the sunshine. Absolutely loved it. Couldn't believe the freedom he had. I don't know how much you can even see. See, I'm getting there on this little creature's head. So that white spot is the nostril, and then there's 2 beside it. And then it goes down 1 more. No, it doesn't. It stays the same. Going blind looking at this pattern here. That's the eye, that's the nostril, that's, well, part of the decoration. There's a crown up there that I haven't done because it's not, it's what they call popcorn. It's very uneven. It's not straight rows like this. So I'm leaving that. you know, basically until I get the stuff done around it so I can use that as a reference instead of trying to do like one and then skip 2 spots and then one, and it's really easy to lose track of your numbers when you do that, and then you're up the creek because you mess the whole thing up and you have to pull the whole thing out. So I should... Uh-oh. Puppy, what are you doing? He's coughing. Get going if you're gonna go cough. He's coughing. I don't know what's up with that. My vet thinks that they actually have allergies. See, he stopped. He's good. Okay. Where does this go to? Okay, so after this, you know, align with the mouth or whatever that is, the cheek, those 2 white dots, there's 2 empty spaces, and then there's a row going back. And I think it's a jaw that I'm making here. Anyway, so there, and then there's 5, and it should be 1 less than the very end. Let's see if I've done this correctly. I can't even get it in the hole. Ah, there it goes. Yep, I got it to line up. Getting to the very end of this little nib of thread here. See if I can get it all the way down. Because it's getting very close to the end. Pull it back through. Okay. And let's see if I can get this through this needle. There they are. Okay. Pull it through. See, that's what it looks like now. So this is sort of like the top part of the mandible right there. That's where I ended up. So I'll finish up down here, and then there's this, I don't know what that is. Tongue. Is he eating a flower? I don't know what it is. Okay, so flip this over, and I have to bury this thread. And I just go under a few of these threads like this. Careful to only pull the threads and not the fabric, and also not to pull out any stitches or make them extraordinarily tight. And wind that thread up and see if I can just push it right through. It's sort of pulling apart. I don't think it worked. Okay, let me try this again. What I'm doing is trying to get this very abused little end of thread. There it goes, together. I use my thumbnail as basically a thimble a lot. Okay, there. And I'm just making sure that it's the correct tension. And what is this? 6 rounds. I think it's been about, what, 2.5 hours maybe total work? And that's what it looks like so far. That's the end.